another week, another live stream, another I don't know. I don't know what to say. Another day of messing around with action figures and toys and just rambling. Um, but not really too crazy today. I mean, as y'all have seen, you're watching the stream or the video, whoever is here in the future. But nothing too crazy today. Just doing some adventure series. But before we get into that, of course, we have our weekly pickups. And this week, I gotta actually shout out my man Matt's Toy Shop, both on here on YouTube and on Instagram, because obviously here on here on YouTube because he did a video about it where he unboxed this Sam Wilson Captain America, and at first I passed on it, when I first saw it at my Target, but then it was here at my other Target this week because it was at my other Target that I sometimes go to, just to look around. But they had it there, and I was like, you know what? It looks good. It looks great. So there he is, and I got the old, the 3-pack up there, so that'll be something to look at in the future. But I was like, you know what? It looks better. It's essentially like the same sculpt. Well, it is the same sculpt. I don't know. Yeah, they didn't do pinless on it, but that's fine. But you got some hands, you got some wings, you got a different cape, and nice box. So yeah, so that'll be a future kind of thing to look at, but I'm looking forward to that. So we might do something. I don't think it's going to be next week. I got something planned for next week that y'all saw the week before. Yeah, but shout out to Matt for for basically making me buy this, because his review, I was like, you know what? I'll get it. It looks great. I like the wings, so need that. But of course, we're not really looking at those today, as always. It's like I always show off like the good stuff first, and then we get to the actual stuff. Because we're today gonna be looking at, if y'all can see, figures from the Indiana Jones Adventure series. So we're going to be looking at all these figures this week. Well, today, right now, when I'm saying welcome. But yeah, we're going to be looking at all of these guys today. Been sitting, in a box for a bit. Just for a minute, until I was like, you know what? Let's finally get these guys open. Let's get this done out of the way. So, of course, we have 3 indies just by themselves, 3 different versions of the Indiana Jones, and then we have the Marcus Brody and René Belloq 2-packs. So we'll be looking at probably this last, just because they're not Indiana Jones. But I do want to see if y'all here in the live chat want to see a specific Indiana Jones. So where we have, stuff's all falling over. So where we have the map room Indiana, the Dial of Destiny Indiana Jones, and the Cairo. So where this is, I assume it's like in the scene, where he just shoots the guy. So yeah, so 3 pretty distinct versions of Indiana. Nothing really crazy with him, just 3 different looks. So we might just go in order. So we might go where we have Cairo, we'll go with the Temple map room, and then with Dial of Destiny. So we'll probably do that, just because I kind of like that. It's like go from excitement levels, I would say, because this Indiana, which we will be looking at first, honestly, I'm not really too excited for, because this is part of the Dial of Destiny line right there. Also slash Temple of Doom. Is it? Yeah, like Temple of Doom. Also a little bit of Cairo, I think, in the first movie, based on what it is. But you got your packaging here, with the Indiana Jones Adventure series, and of course this was when Hasbro was doing the windowless packaging, which I think actually kind of works for Indiana Jones. I didn't really mind this kind of packaging when it came to them at all, and it looks cool. So yeah, and then kind of have like the digital render of the figure that comes with the monkey, and then you have the nice little the actual like the image of Harrison Ford as Indy in that look, and then you have Indiana Jones, Cairo, warning 4+, plastic free, and then on the side you have that same logo up there of the Indiana Jones Adventure series. You have a nice image of Harrison Ford, Indiana punching a guy, plastic free. Other side you have your Indiana Jones Adventure series logo. Then you have all the figures of this wave. So where you have this version of Indiana that we're looking at, we have Short Round, we have Indiana Dial of Destiny, which we're looking at later, and then that Indiana Jones from Temple of Doom, and then what's her name? Helena Shaw, from Dial of Destiny, and then then the Hypnotized Indiana, and then all your warnings, packaging stuff. At the top, nothing much. At the bottom, nothing much. I got this from Rocket Comics, by the way, so shout out to those guys. You got your barcode, all that stuff, and then on the back you have a nice I'm pretty sure, is this just the same? It's okay, it's the same image from the front. Back here, Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and they have the name again, and then you have his whole kind of rundown. And I do like this, that they did that, so you show all, like, the figure just by itself and the size there and all the accessories, so that's very nice. That he comes with that, but, and also I like how they do, like, the little, like, the tear design there to have your little legals and warnings, but, I was never really too much of a big fan of the windowless at first, but it kind of grew on me, and I'm kind of sad to see it go, but it's not too bad, because I kind of liked it when it came to this Indiana Jones and when it came to the Joes. I think it worked well when it came to the Joe line specifically, and then also with this line, so not bad. So we'll just get this open, and I think really with this Indiana is not too different from their standard release, really too much, besides just like the overlay of the torn kind of like the open shirt there that of course got nothing, but I don't really keep the boxes. Anyways, big warning label, forgot about that with this series, that's trash. But there's our whole setup of our cardboard and our bags. Of course, we got Indiana by himself, and we have, I assume, all of his accessories in just this one bag. And then make sure I'm not missing anything. I think all good. So that's gone. Trash, and it's like, and I did always like that they have like these nice little bags, especially for the Indiana Jones. So where you have like a little a map going on there, so that's cool that they put some. Since you have so many superhero figurines, do you have a Venom one? Nice question. What's your name? Ice Pit. I do. You want to see them? Oh, I got one right over here. Let me try to get them out without knocking over everyone. Woo. Yeah, but if y'all want to see anything from the collection, but here's our one Venom I have up here. It's like, of course, he's not my only Venom. I have multiple, but he's just the one who stays on the shelf. But yeah, but thank you for asking. And this one is the, what is it? The the Amazon exclusive, like the 3-pack version. So yeah, he's pretty cool. So thank you for asking. Well, but we won't be looking at him today. But any other questions or anything else that you all want to see from all of this, feel free to ask. Sure we're not losing anything. That goes over there. And now we'll get Indiana by himself. Over there. Okay, and it is like a slightly different head sculpt there. That's good. But needs to come this way, but we'll get him situated here. All of our accessories, and it's mainly, I think it's mainly just the same as their first release, Indiana, when it comes to basically like the accessories, essentially, and just kind of like the basic setup. But there he is. And not bad. I think that this head sculpt is definitely better than their first one. I think it definitely is more accurate to Harrison Ford. What is your favorite superhero figure that you have? My favorite one? It's a very good question. Probably, if I'll be honest, it's like it might be obvious, but it's definitely got to be. It's definitely have to be, this Amazing Friends Spider-Man right here, like it's like perfect, in my opinion. It just looks great, like proportions and design and details. It's just awesome, and they just executed it perfectly. Yeah, like this is like my Spider-Man for my shelf. So, well, but this is the original Spider-Man, essentially, for my shelf. But yeah, but it's this guy. For sure. But thank you. I'll try to get him so where he doesn't fall under there. Of course, I got MCU. I got DC down here. I got Star Wars. Street kind of level heroes. More Avengers, main Avengers there. X-Men. Horror. And then I also got like Kaiju Godzilla. Stuff is up. It's like all the way up top there. You don't see it, but it's there. Yeah, the name isn't a lie. I am a big Godzilla fan. But yeah, but getting back to Indy, of course you have the typical hat kind of fedora. It's a little, I think it's a little kind of like warped out of packaging. Like it's kind of dipped down a little too much, but I don't know if that's just the design or really. It doesn't really look like it, but I would say, like, I do prefer, like, this face sculpt. It's definitely a nicer, kind of cleaner look. And and it does show, like, some teeth, and he has a little bit of, like, extra personality there. So, pretty cool. And you got that hair coming around there, and then that different brown, and it's a little dirty at the front, so that's nice. And then you have his bag, which comes all the way around there. And it's kind of like that green with the golden buttons on there. And then you have this tattered kind of shirt with the open chest right there. A little bit of a paint scuff right there, but probably if I get it scrubbing, I mean, it doesn't really matter too much. I mean, who cares? Do you collect other things? If you're talking about non-action figures, no, not really. I guess technically, because I do have some of the McFarlane, like cards, or technically cards. Like I have like some like old cards from from way back when, but mainly if you're talking non-action figures, no, I don't really collect anything else. I mean, I got like some video game figures if you're talking about like different franchises that aren't like superhero based. I even got like some Power Rangers too. But if you want to get more specific, feel free if you got anything you want to specifically discuss. Getting back to the shirt, nice kind of tattered. You have like some nice pockets there, and with the little hang there going around, just a kind of a basic shirt. But then you get to the sleeves and the rolled up sleeves where you have the flesh showing out, and then the hands, and then you have your two belts here, the belt for the actual pants, and then the belt for the whip and for the gun there, and those are both all around, and that's actually a separate piece because that can kind of shift and rotate around. So that's very nice. And then you have your nice dark kind of khaki pants right there with the pockets, and then you even have a nice seam line there. And it's all pinless because it's all just single jointed, but very nice. And then some nice brown shoes there. So yeah, always nice little details, and you know, it's like the fact that they get like so much like design wise, it's like they can get, you know, like a whole different look. It's like, of course, like the hat kind of dips a little bit too much, but you can get him looking a little bit up. But I kind of always like him with his head down, especially at the first version. But you know, but I don't really collect anything else. I did actually used to, like as a kid, I used to collect, you know, like Mario plushies, and I still have all of them. Yeah, they're just all packed away, but nothing really else. But we can probably go ahead, just get into articulation first on these figures. So where you have a ball at the top of the neck and a ball at the bottom of the neck. So you can look up with both the head and the neck articulation going up about that much, not too far, but pretty well. And then coming down, looks down about that much, pretty good. Even get a nice tilt there. And then even just full on rotation there at the head, and then probably even some at the neck, but we're not going to deal with that too much. Then you have a full on hinge at the shoulder there, goes up about that much, comes down basically all the way down to the body, and rotation, and then you do have a butterfly joint. Not a whole lot of range there, but you know, it's nice to have, and it doesn't it doesn't really break up the sculpt at all, so that's cool. And then you do have just a single jointed, excuse me, and then you do have a single jointed elbow there, where you also have a rotation on there as well. And then with the hands, and actually I do like this about with these hands, is that they are just balls right there. So really the hand can do essentially just a full rotation there, and you can do up and down, side to side, essentially all around. So that's pretty cool. It's like, I always like that kind of about like these Indiana Jones figures, that they kind of tried something new, and I kind of wish that they would just implement this, because it honestly looks very good and it works very well. So yeah, that would be nice to have that in more lines in the future, especially because since they really have killed this line. Like, this line is basically done already, so that's kind of sad, but you know, it looks all right. And then in the torso, we're gonna get off this bag real quick. In the torso, you have a mid-diaphragm joint there, so you can see where the seam goes all along, like along the chest there. So probably get a little bit. It's probably a little bit hindered there. It really feels like it's just there at the waist because there is a ball there. So you can fully kind of rotate there at the waist and then do some tilt there. So that's pretty good. I wish I could get to this torso a little bit better, but that's okay. I'm not going to harp on it too much. Another question from RHMKef. Or Keith. What inspires you to collect figures? What inspires me? I mean, if we want to get into it, what really got me into collecting figures was this YouTuber called Glenn Webb, where he did I think I think the video that got me was his, what was it? I think it was like the Pizza Spider-Man wave, kind of like his whole review and his whole thing. So I was like, oh, okay. It's like it really got me into, yeah, it got me into Marvel Legends. But before that, I was into like the whole, yeah, like Godzilla figure collecting with that because of friends as a kid, because they were into Godzilla. So I was like, okay, that's cool. And then also really into Ninja Turtles. So I had a lot of toys as those. I even had Marvel Legends when I was a kid. So kind of been a lifelong collector. So I guess it's like a whole thing is like nostalgia, knowing, kind of like knowing all of these characters and kind of just like enjoying like the universe that they come from in the comic world. So it's really just, I don't know, it's just enjoying having these characters in a physical, yeah, like a representation, I guess you could say, because, they're just cool. And I grew up with them, and so I want to connect with them in some way. I don't know. Also, I just like making cool pictures, too. And doing videos like these for y'all, because they're really cool. But back to articulation. Legs only go out about that much. Not great. Go forward pretty far. That's nice. Back, not too bad. Then you have your upper thigh cut. Right there, you have a single jointed knee, but that's not bad. I guess up past 90. And then do have a rotation there. It's like essentially, but getting back, to your question, bro. Like especially now, it's like I just want it all. It's kind of like I want every character that I can. It's like I can get everything that that I'm able and that I care for, and what I want. But then with the feet, hinge back forward, hinge forward that way. And you do have a actual full rotation at the top of the foot there, and then you do have an ankle rocker pivot there. So that's very nice. So yeah, not bad articulation when it comes to an Indiana Jones, when it comes to a figure in general of this. How's that bag go? That bag goes around the body like so. There we go. Whew. Yeah, but there he is, back with his bag on again. And then we'll get to his accessories. So where, of course, we'll get to, he has his trusty whip right here. Nothing really too crazy, like the sculpt is accurate to what it is. So we have that kind of like that whole wrap around, and then that kind of same kind of pattern rope continues, and then you get down to the kind of end there where it's just together. And then you also have a kind of like a neutral kind of tied up rope, so that's cool. It's very nice. And then you have, of course, the monkey. Yeah, the little monkey in the film. It has all like his different shades of brown and black, and has like his little gold and red vest right there. So very cool, and a nice little tail right there. And and he is articulated, so you can, let's get kind of close up here. It's where you get the head. It's on a ball there, so you can kind of look down, look up, side to side there, and then the arms are also on balls, so they kind of come out, come back in, rotate. So that's pretty cool. And that's on both arms as well, so they can all kind of move around. Nothing very much at the lower, but you do have a little ball joint for the actual tail, so that can rotate. That can go up and down and go side to side. So that's nice that you have that. And then you also have Indiana's trusty pistol there. Just a nice all black pistol, so that's cool. And then, of course, in pack, he comes with, where he's packed with one hand that's, I assume that's like his whip hand, where he holds his whip, and then his other one, where he might just be holding something else, or it's just to like hold the weight of something, or just more kind of like just more casual, I would say. So very cool. Oh wait, yeah, it's like this one's the whip holding, this one's probably the more casual, I would say. I don't know for sure, but we can give him his whip at least right now. We can do that, kind of do our packaging art here. And then he also has a excuse me, he has a trigger finger hand for the gun, a kind of just a open kind of just holding hand, and then also two fists. Because of course you need, because of course you need, your Indiana Jones to, be punching guys, doing his thing. So we can probably get him where you can actually open the holster there, and you can actually put the gun inside there. So we can just do that. So that just goes right in there. If I can see myself, and this is like the same basic setup as their original Indiana, probably with most of their Indiana Jones figures, as we're probably going to see in a minute. There we go. So yeah, it just fits kind of perfectly in there. So that's nice. And then also you have the little belt loop right there. That is for the put away whip. But I don't really want to do that right now, because also a thing I kind of don't like about that is that like at least you'll see, with my other Indiana, it does not stay on basically after you do that. So we might just keep him like this, honestly, because he looks pretty cool. I do wish the whip was like a different kind of like a setup. Like I wish there was like some way to get him a little bit more. Yeah, I guess I could just pose it up more dynamic, so we can give him his fist hand right there. Tight bit, but it gets on there. Probably not the best pose in the world, but it works. Works for good old Indiana. Not too shabby, not too bad. It's always kind of a little awkward when it comes to like how they do their elbows with that. It kind of breaks up the articulation a little bit, like it doesn't look as clean, but but I think it's always kind of hard to get a good Indiana pose sometimes, because of just how they have the whip, how it's represented. It's not the most dynamic of posing options, but it still looks pretty alright. Not bad. Not the best though. Pretty cool. But I think this is also, I believe this is mainly the Indiana we see in the film, where he's going up the guy, especially in the first film, gets the guy with the sword. course, in that scene, if y'all don't know, where Harrison Ford, it's actually kind of, I guess it's pretty obvious, yeah, because the story's probably been around ever since that first movie came out, but Harrison Ford apparently just wasn't feeling it. He was sick, he was tired. It's like, literally, yeah, it's like, he was sick, like that whole crew was sick, and they had like this whole like action scene. And yeah, like, and Harrison was just like, you know what? We don't have to do any of that. Why don't I just shoot the guy? Yeah, yeah. He's like, I don't want to do this right now, so I'm just gonna like just shoot him. And he essentially did that. He was like, you know what? We're we're not gonna have a long shoot with this. I'm literally just gonna shoot the guy and walk away, and that's what he did. And you know what? That's very, very much Indiana Jones, and it's great. And we can just have him standing there with a pistol, but he looks cool. And yeah, I definitely would say that I definitely prefer like this head sculpt compared to their first one. So we might have to do some matching up just to see what's our best Indiana figure. But I will try just to get this belt loop off of there. Try to get his little thing going here. Yeah, so not too bad. And honestly, that's probably what he's gonna look like forever. Yeah, like with the gun in hand, looking cool, looking sick, and he looks great. Yeah, like I would say, like Hasbro's, like their whole, proportions, like with this line are actually pretty good. Like this feels like a Harrison Ford body. Like it doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like another kind of like human kind of like acting as Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford in that movie. Like it just feels like Indiana Jones. So looks great, looks cool. I wish this would sit kind of better, but that's fine. Yeah, but that looks cool. Looks pretty alright. Even get the monkey on here as they have him on his shoulder, and they like in the image. Of course, this monkey is actually a Nazi, so it's like, yeah, I don't really care for this monkey. He's a monkey. He's a bad monkey. He's a very bad monkey because he's working with the Nazis, trying to get something. I don't know what he gets out of it. I guess probably like bananas or something. But if we can get him to stay up. He might not want to stay up just for us, but you get the idea where he's supposed to be sitting there on the shoulder. Yeah, like he does in the film and in the packaging. So pretty cool. Pretty neat. Just want to get get him like going full. He's like, all right. It's like, I'm just gonna shoot this guy. I do kind of hate, the fact that the hat does kind of block his eyes, but but that's like just the shape of it. I mean, it looks fine there. That's really like dead on. No, it's not too bad, but it's just it's all about like the silhouette, at least when it comes to me. Kind of hate when I'm looking at it and it kind of blocks his eyes, but it looks pretty cool. Looks pretty all right there. We can go ahead. His accessories out of here. There's our Indian. We can do our. Do we want to do? We might just do comparisons last. I think we're going to do all of our comparisons at the end. So here's our first Indiana Jones, of course, from the what is it? The Ark of the Covenant, isn't it? I forget what the first one's called. I know it's because Dial Destiny, The Last Crusade, the Temple of Doom, and Raiders of the Lost Ark. So, yeah. But with that, we'll get to opening a figure also from the same movie, where this is Indiana's map room. So where they're in the room from the map that leads them to the Ark. So, of course, we have the same box art here where we have the Indiana Jones Adventure series, have the nice kind of map background there, and then the nice little digital rendering that they have kind of standing out there. I don't know what technology they use, like what it's called, like kind of like an overprint of something, but it's cool. And he has like the staff. You have Indiana Jones map room, and they have the image still of him in that same getup, and then on the side another image of Indiana in that whole look, and then the scene where he unlocks the Ark there, Adventure series there, plastic free there. Oh, excuse me. And then you have all your legalese, warnings, barcode, the top, nothing going on there on the side. You have Indiana Jones Adventure series, you have the rest of that wave, and I have all of these figures, so I finally have this, actually, like this full first technical wave finally done, even though I do have all the rest who do have the Arkham, which we'll look at that at the end. But there you go, you got your Indiana right there, and then on the back you have that same image of Indiana from the front, then Indiana map room, Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark right there, and then you have the figure and all of its accessories and a digital render. You get your size up right there, so it's 6.2 inches and includes a rope, shovel, a book, and the actual, what is it, like the eye? It's like the eye of something. I forget what it is. But you got, yeah, but then you have all your warnings, legalese, attention, all Hasbro. So we'll go ahead and get this open. Oh, and I didn't mention last time we have our trusty X-Acto, as always. Always go from the bottom with this. Easiest done, easiest said. But still, it's like I still gotta say, it's like beautiful packaging. I love this packaging. I don't mind that it doesn't have a window because they haven't really had too many problems with it anymore. So who cares? Then you have your warning label. Go on. You have all the accessories. Well, not all. But there's our pack setup, and as you can see, the actual staff in there is by itself, so we have to extract it from there. Our accessory bag, same type of bag with the cool little map design. And these, and I never mind these bags because I can use them for my own accessories to store them. Or maybe if someone just doesn't want to, restore these accessories anywhere in their own thing, you can just use the bags. So, pretty cool. Getting dust and stuff everywhere. Get Indiana out of here. There we go, same kind of bag. Goes down there. Of course, satchel. Does he have a satchel? I guess he does. Mine was off of it. There we go. And honestly, that's a great looking Indiana. If I do say so myself, which I do. Get him all ampled up. Get him all loose. Oh, come on, Indy. There we go. We got a show to do. But here he is. His map room, of course, when they're in the desert, so you gotta layer up out there because of all the sandstorms. But he looks pretty good. A little shiny when it comes to the face printing. So it's a little shiny, but I guess that makes sense. Yeah, it's kind of like he's hot, he's sweaty, but it's like if you just hit that with some matte coat, might be just fine. It probably looks even better that way, but it's a pretty good likeness. I would say I think that this is better. I think that is a better likeness of Harrison Ford, but this is still. It's like, but this isn't bad. It's just that this feels more towards that typical Harrison Ford. But you have the whole, was it turban kind of look there, so where it's all wrapped around right there, so that's pretty cool. And then you have the whole kind of the whole like the robes kind of look with the dirt. Excuse me, with the sand kind of going around there. You would have the middle kind of like belt right there, so that's nice. And but you still have this same kind of pouch there, so that's nice. So at least you have one full consistent thing with each Indiana, where you have his bag essentially, no matter what. And then you get down to the kind of like the skirt of it, where you have all like that sand kind of what's the word? Kind of staining on the clothes there. And then you can actually see he is wearing his usual khaki pants and his brown shoes there. I don't know. Like, I doubt if there's any sculpt. There's probably just have like the regular body under there. So you do have your neck, but I don't think it really connects to anything, but that neck actually goes a little higher. Is there a... Because there is a little bit... Okay, it's like I just took off the head. But just to get a closer look, there is a little bit of a hair sculpt under there. So that's nice. So I guess in case you do have this where the glue comes off. So I don't know if there's any hair actually in there. It would be cool if you could get that head out of there. It doesn't seem like there's any other hair. I think it's just on that outside there because it's specifically sculpted to house that. So, looks pretty good. I don't think I could try, but it's definitely glued on there. I can just tell it's glued on there, but it still looks good. But you do have a actual neck piece under there too, just to connect, just to actually make it more realistic. So that's pretty cool. So like that, I guess we'll just get into articulation. So you can look up there. You do have that ball there at the bottom of the neck still, even if you do have that piece on, and that just connects down to the body there. So you can look down a little bit, not a lot. You can look up still pretty well though, but that will kind of not sit flat. It'll kind of bow out. So probably really best to just keep it just down flat on the body. Yeah, if you want it looking as best as possible, but you can also still do your tilt and your side to side there, so that's nice. Then you have your same kind of shoulder hinge there, goes way up over there. Then you also still have your butterfly joint. Not the most articulation still out of this. I kind of wish you'd get a little bit more. That's not bad. Then you have your same single jointed elbow there. If your rotation there, same ball hands with rotation, up, down, side to side. Nice. And only two hands he actually comes with is his two holding hands. There. I think that this one is different from the rest, based on what I'm seeing. I think it is. Yeah, like, so this one is a unique hand. For this is just like your basic, like your whip hand. Essentially, is it? Is that different too? It might be different too. It looks different. No, is it? Yeah, it might be the same. I think it's the same. I think it's the same as the other whip hand. Let me make sure. Make sure I'm not talking out of my you-know-what. No, it's the same hand. Okay. Yeah, so it is the same whip pulling hand. There, just a new grip hand there. But then you do have a waist joint there, and that actually goes forward, goes back, and then do a tilt and a rotation there. So that's cool. And then even though you do have the skirt, it is actually split at a few places, so you can kick your leg forward, kick it back. Not a lot of out anyways, but you don't really get too much from that. But you get all of your leg articulation there, so you do have your thigh swivel still in there, a little stiff. You still have your double jointed knee, a little extra stiff as well. Still hindered, and also still rotation there at the knee. But then you still retain all your foot articulation, which is back that much, forward that much, rotation all around, and that beautiful ankle rocker. Pivot. Okay. Great. Pivot. What was that from? What was that from? Like Friends? That's stupid. But yeah, pretty all right. Little figure here, pretty neat. So, of course, you come with his accessories. You have a kind of like a whole thing of rope right here. So, have a little end coming up there. Have a little tie around there, just a white rope, and then you also have a shovel, a little dirtied up on there. So that's actually very nice to have, and then just your regular wooden, no real detail on the actual handle. It's just a straight rod, essentially. Then you do have the book Indiana uses. I believe this literally like has the map in it, so it's literally, like they have like a band around it just to keep it closed. So that, so that's actually pretty nice. You have the red kind of end there with the kind of like the teal, and then the inside white, the pages. So that's pretty nice. And then of course you have the actual staff you use here, the little medallion right there with the bird and the red piece shown up there. So that's very nice. And they actually did a pretty good job painting that, having all that gold, and then you just get down to like a kind of like a golden brown to the hilt. So that's pretty nice. That's pretty cool. It is a little warped, you can kind of tell, especially with the blue. So it's a little bit going, but it's not too bad. We can get Indiana holding this. Hopefully. Oh, there went the figure. Oh, come here, Andy. Get down here. Okay. There he is. So we'll get him going. Ugh. We'll see if we can get him to double hand it like he's really supposed to. Try to get it going. Probably isn't perfect because I'm pretty sure like he just holds it like perfectly straight. But there he is. He's got it. He's holding it. He's doing his thing. I wish I could get it more. Yeah, that's a little better. So that's pretty good. Even if it's a little bit warped, you can get it kind of straightened out to your best way that you can. Yeah. Pretty cool. Pretty neat little look there, even if we could do his other accessories, so where we can get him like on the packaging where he's just holding the staff by itself and then also holding the book. There we go. So that's actually pretty nice, having that with the book. So that's pretty cool. And then if you prefer having him, I guess this is before they get it, so we can give him the shovel and also the rope. And he can actually hold both of them pretty well. You can get a good pose out of that. So that is actually pretty nice that you can actually get that going there. So yeah, pretty cool. Pretty neat. Pretty awesome. He's just kind of like just walking through the desert. He's like, all right, let's keep digging. Let's keep going. We're going to find this Ark of the Covenant. Yeah, but we might just keep, I think, the staff right here. We'll probably keep him with the book too, just to give him a little bit more, just something more. Because if he's going to be doing something, he's got to be holding something. Especially if he's just holding it with, especially, like if he's holding, the staff with one hand, you might as well have the second hand. So we'll probably keep him like this. But this isn't a bad look for Indiana. This is a very unique look for him. I don't think we ever have gotten in in figure form, really. I believe definitely not in 6-inch, not in like collectible like action figures. So yeah, a pretty cool little look there. Probably get his arm a little bit more, yeah, because he does look kind of weird like that, but that's fine. But yeah, cool little figure. Definitely very different from our regular Indiana because he's all covered there. But you got the same bag, you got the same guy, you got the same hands, same like same face essentially, and then same legs. So pretty good there. Looks great. Like it definitely looks like it definitely like works like proportion wise as well. So it's like it's like this guy can fit in this. Like it makes sense. Proportions. But yeah. On to we'll keep these guys. We'll get you right there, and we'll get this Indy right here. We'll get them in frame, because then we have our last Indiana Jones to look at today. So where this is the Dial of Destiny Indiana right there, and it looks pretty good there. I mean, you have your of course you have the typical Indiana Jones Adventure series. You have the digital render of the figure where it's kind of poking out there with the light. I don't know what they do that, but the reflection's really cool. And then this is from the latest film, the latest one. And then you have the build an artifact thing that they have going and then the Dial of Destiny, Indiana Jones, and the nice little image of old Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones on that side too, and then nice little kind of little image still with him using the whip. And they got the side where it actually, where they actually have a line to connect to which piece you got. So that's actually pretty cool. So you have the actual artifact there, and then he comes with the little cobra snake there, and then you can see all the other pieces that come with all the other figures there. So I definitely got to get the rest of those because this is a awesome looking artifact right there. Then you have the top, not much going on there. At the bottom, got this one at GameStop. I forget. I think I got this Indiana from Target, if I believe. So all around going on here, but barcode, legalese on the back. You have the same figure image, the artifact right there, which actually connects down to there. So that's very nice. And also you have a little thing there, so that connects there. So that's cool. And also connects to there. So everything just all connects to there. So that's actually pretty neat. And then Indiana Jones, Dial of Destiny. And then you have the little digital rundown of the figure, the size, and then all of its accessories, including the artifact piece right there. So we'll go ahead, get this open. Because I think any Indiana collections, like, you have to have Old Man Indy. It's like, of course, you have, like, the original 3, where Indiana is still a little bit younger. Not that old. He looks great. But then it's like, especially if you get, especially if those who do, if you include, the Crystal Skull. I don't really care for that film. You got paper. But I do like Dial of Destiny. I did like it a lot. I did enjoy it. It probably wasn't perfect, but I was like, you know what? This is a fun Indiana Jones film. This is a great film. Even though people didn't like it, and it bombed, sadly, but I thought it was pretty cool. But there's our, we just got them out, but there's our little cardboard, and of course it actually has a little image of the artifact and how to build it. So that's pretty cool. Break down that. I don't think I have any other bags I am missing, so I think we are good. So of course there's only usually 2 bags. Oh, that's a big snake. Wow, that's terrifying. We're not missing anything. I think we're good. But there that is. Plastic bag with the nice map design there. Okay, but there's our map paper there. Indiana. Speaking of Indiana, how does this look? It doesn't... I will say it's not a perfect representation of Harrison Ford, in my opinion. Just already. It doesn't really look a whole lot like him. Like, depending on the angle, like, I think, like, straight on. Is it no? From, like, side to side, I kind of see it. I feel like... I don't know. But there he is. There's our old man, Indiana. And, yeah, he looks pretty alright there. Say not really perfect, like definitely, like, from the side. I would say he looks a lot better, but it's just kind of like, he just looks kind of, like, squished. Like, his face is kind of, like, in the face. It looks very weird, honestly, but you know what? It's not really that bad. Especially if you also do, like, the whole hat thing. It's like, okay, it's like, that's just Indiana Jones. But it's like, he has less of a shadow. It's kind of a more kind of, like, less pronounced, kind of, like, nicer chin But, you know, I guess that goes with age because, of course, you have the gray hair there now. And then the hat's a little bit, yeah, the hat is a little bit kind of shinier and kind of a nicer, brighter color. But then kind of like you have like the same kind of basic shirt and the same jacket. It's just a little more weathered, which is nice to see like those highlights on there, and then that darker kind of tone. But you have that same kind of shirt design. I don't know if it's the same exact. We'll be looking at that. Well, it's like he does have a collar on there. Usually he actually doesn't. Does he usually have a collar? I guess he does, but it kind of flares up a little bit. But yeah, he's got the collar down. Then you have the exact same bag. It's the same bag, just on the different side. He just holds it on the different side. That's like the one difference, is that it's across here, and also it's a different kind of color. It's a little bit more darker, a little bit more basic in it, but it looks good. And then you have the same belt here. Of course, he actually doesn't have that. He doesn't have that secondary belt. He just has the peg right there for the whip, but you have that nice little gold buckle there, and then with these kind of like these brown pant straps, and that's still all around there with that skull, some pockets on the back, and then your same kind of dark pants. I don't know if it's the same sculpt. I think it's kind of baggier. It seems baggier. It might be about the same. Is it the same? No, you do have different folds, so so with this, it's definitely a little bit more baggier, I think, because the fabric seems a little bit more looser on the body. You get less folds as compared to like either of these, so that's pretty cool. And then you do have essentially the same basic shoes, but you do have a different. I think it's a different shoe design. Yes, because you have it's a little bit more. Is it? Yeah, it's a whole different shoe design. So that's pretty cool. It's like it's a little bit less pronounced in in the details. It actually feels bigger as well. So it seems like everything like with Indiana has kind of like gotten a little baggier. It doesn't fit perfectly, but you know, it doesn't look bad on him. It works pretty well. But yeah. But there's our old man, Indiana, and probably same articulation. Ball at the neck, ball at the head, looks up about that much, looks down about that much, as a tilt. And tilt, actually a very clean tilt, honestly, if I do say so. It's like, yeah, it actually works pretty well. So it looks great, and then a side to side. Then you have hinge up there. We do have a butterfly right in there. So that actually has like the best range of any of them. Like he can go all the way back. He can go that much forward. That's great. That feels smooth. And then for rotation there, and then you have your single jointed elbow still, and you've still got a rotation there. And this actually feels, sorry if I'm not showing. I'm just getting excited. I'm just getting excited, which is messing with this figure. Yeah. Then you have your same. Is it the same? Yes. You do have your same balls at the hands. So where they go up and down, back and forth, and a full rotation there as well. Then you do have a waist joint here. So that goes forward there. Well, there's actually a ball there, but that goes back about that far. Goes, side to side. So do a little hula hoop, and that's actually some pretty good range there. Feels really smooth. And then some rotation there. Legs actually kick out. Actually, I think more. Kick out a little bit the same. Don't really kick out that much. He definitely can't do the splits, especially at this age. I don't even think he could do it at the closer. It's a little bit more at the younger version, but still not the greatest. But then you have your typical thigh swivel here at the top of the leg. Then you have your single jointed single hinge knee right there, and then also rotation there at the knee. And then you have your same foot hinge, goes forward that much, goes back that far, does have a rotation at the top of the foot there, and then has that beautiful ankle rocker pivot. Get in camera. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful little figure. Probably, honestly, not my favorite really look for Indiana, especially like in this action figure form. It's definitely like the head sculpt is like the one thing that kind of throws me off with this, but honestly, this figure moves very well. Even if you do where he's kind of like a little bit more cooler, a little more serious. So that actually looks pretty good, but we'll get all of his equipment on here in a second, because you do have this nice little backpack here where you have some rope back there. You have like a stick of some kind, and then then two other little, I guess, radios in there, and that actually has some straps on there, and it's a nice kind of like green color, kind of like a brown, kind of like a little bit of a greenish is there. No, I'm just insane. Okay, yeah, it's like it's just all brown. I'm just looking at the screen, so it kind of has like a greenish kind of hint to it at first, but it's probably just because of the images. But it is just a brown essentially. And then you also have his whip, which has aged very well. It's actually kind of like a very dark brown now, but it's very well done. And you do get a cool little flashlight there. It's kind of like a battery powered, I guess, but it's all metal, kind of like this bigger flashlight with the huge bulb there, and that's actually like some clear plastic on there, so that's nice. Well, it's actually silver. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm talking about. It is a silver plastic color, silver paint on there, if I know what I'm talking about. What the heck. But yeah, that's a very nice little equipment there. I do kind of wish we came with a more action-oriented whip. I wish he had something, but you know, if it's what you gotta do, it's what you gotta do. But it's on the same side, but instead you just have a peg there and a hole there to go onto the what is that? On the peg there. There it is, right there. So that does make it much easier. So he doesn't carry his gun with him, I guess. That's kind of weird if he doesn't, but it just sits on there. Kind of sits on there perfectly. Two, and then we can give him his backpack here. Oh, well, there goes the whip. So I guess put on the backpack first, and that just goes on like so. Do we get the... Well, that's fine. Maybe we should... Actually, before we get the backpack on, I think we got to put the other bag off of him, just so it can actually sit over the backpack, I think, like how it's supposed to. So this is a take two on this backpack. Get our arms back. Get this back. Was this not? What the heck? That is interesting. Well, because then actually that can't go. Okay, so we're gonna... Yeah, we're just gonna have to redo this again. What am I doing? I have no idea what I'm doing. I just noticed that I don't know if this is all of them, but mine is actually like the glue's actually coming out there, and it's actually not like fully in there. Like they had like too much glue like in the factory, and then it's just kind of like seeping out there. So that kind of sucks, right there, and it doesn't look great. I don't know if that's supposed to look like that. That doesn't look great, honestly. But I guess that is like the sculpt there, but it's kind of weird. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. Well, thankfully you don't really see that, I guess. It's a nice little backpack, though. It's got some nice little details I shouldn't criticize, even though this is a $20 figure. Ugh. Well, actually, probably back then, probably about what? Yeah, 25. Yeah, not the greatest price. Never the greatest price for, yeah, like to pay for something like this for $20. Can this damn thing, please, just work? Just go around the body. I'm not even. Yeah, like I just gotta look at it. Okay. Then get the arms. Do this for a third time because I'm an idiot. Okay. Here we go. All right. Good old Indy with the backpack. Looks great despite the glue. Despite like the very clear glue. What the heck? That's weird. But yeah. Looks pretty alright there, and then we'll give him his little flashlight here that goes in his trigger finger hand. We'll get his whip at his side. There we go. There's our Dial of Destiny, old Indiana. Looking, honestly, not too bad. It's pretty cool to see, like, an Indiana that's kind of like all like decked out. So he has his bag, he has the other bag, he's got the flashlight, and he has like the whip just there at his side at the ready. Like he's like, all right, he's like, just in case, I'm gonna keep my hand out for this whip because I'm probably gonna need it in a second. So that's pretty cool. I would say probably not the best likeness on Harrison Ford. It looks kind of weird, and when you get to the gray, it's kind of like, it's just not old man Harrison Ford. It's still not perfect, but it's but it's better. It's better than than when they did like their old Han Solo, like way before the face printing. Like that wasn't amazing, but it looks great now with that face print. So I need to get that at some point. But looks pretty good. It's like, of course, kind of just the same basic setup as young Indy, just darker tones essentially, and he's old. A little bit more weight on him, a little bit more bagginess in the clothing, so pretty cool, pretty nice. And then also you get your artifact piece, which honestly kind of works with this Indy, which is actually like a perfect accessory for him, which is like the giant cobra. And that's honestly kind of like the best part of this is getting an actual snake in our Indiana Jones line, because I don't think there actually is a snake that's actually in this line. I mean, I have... Okay, if we're going to do one comparison, I do have this King Cobra. I think this is from the NECA Michelangelo as the Mummy, where he actually comes with a King Cobra, and that's actually a little bit more realistic compared to this. But, that's based off of the artifact kind of design. So that's just what it looks like in the movie, but just compared to that, where this is an actual kind of like articulated snake here. So, you can actually do something with this. Whereas he's like, oh, get that away. But it's like, you also see this, and you're like, yeah, definitely get this away from Indy. He does not like those guys. Oh, we'll get the snake in there. We'll get both our snakes. Ugh. And here, can you see him? I think you can. I hope you can. Yeah, I think you can see him. He's pretty cool, and that snake's cool too. We'll get indies. So yeah, 3 indies down. And now, take a water break. Because now, our last part of the stream, last figures for the stream, is the Marcus, Brody, and René Belloq. Yeah, like Belloq or Belloq or Belloq or something, whatever it was. But yeah, but it's the 2-pack of like a Marcus and René. So where you have your Indiana Jones Adventure series there, have your nice little kind of like your sand kind of map design going on in the background. Then you have the digital renders of the figures, very nicely done, and then you have actual images of the actual actors from the movie, of the characters, as the characters, I should say. Then on the side you got Marcus, a whole design for him, with that little close-up image, and then that little scene with him and Indy at the table, and then with René, got the little close-up scene of him, and then also the scene with him and and the Nazis, and what's her name? I can't ever remember her name. I feel bad I don't know her name, but you know, the main girl. And then the top, nothing much there. At the bottom, you got your barcode. This is also from GameStop. And this was actually $55. Good thing I got this on sale. But yeah, all that. And then back here you have the same digital renders of the figures on the front. The same names, the movie that they're from, Indiana Jones, the Raiders of the Lost Ark. And then you have the basic rundown with all their accessories and the digital renders at scaled. And then your little warnings, all that, labels, Hasbro. So, you know, pretty good. Pretty good little box design. I always love these boxes. I'm going to say this every time I open these. But I love these boxes. These are great little boxes here, and I'm glad that they actually, you know, yeah, are like, hey, it's like, this is what you're getting exactly, and we actually have it scaled. And they look great. It's like, and they have nice little images from the movie, so that's great. Pretty cool. I think we're going to get our indies move forward just a bit, just so we don't knock everyone down all at once. And if we do, we can easily catch them. Here's our nice tray, empty box. Here's our little prison, our little tray of figures, our cardboard and paper tray of figures. And this, and yeah, and their warning one, they actually managed to fold that one up. It's the same piece, but folded. Over there, and we'll get how we want to do this. We'll break you down to the top right here. Now we want to get these accessories. Ooh, I actually gotta cut that. Cut some tape at the bottom here. Then, goddamn, we gotta cut that too. Go away. Go away, tape. Okay. Can have that. This set. If this, we're just gonna break it. I know that's kind of sacrilege, but why have that? But yeah, there's that. Broke that down too. There's our bag of goodies, there's our figures. And they also taped over the back, which is weird. I don't know why you would do that, but I guess you want to make sure nothing's going to fall out. It's a good way, but I mean, you have some pretty big accessories here. Not really, like, you have like one like small, but it's not like that significant. But I kind of hate damaging these bags, but I mean, it's what we gotta do. We gotta open them. They gotta get used, get played with. Star 3, our regular kind of, you have your nice little see-through map there. Packaging. Same bag there, slightly different. And your same bag over there. Yeah. Get our guys here. Who do we... So I guess first we'll go with Indy's good old friend. Get him all situated. Good old Marcus Brody right here, our very British friend, and the one who actually hasn't really betrayed Indiana after all these years. I think he's like the one friend who's like genuinely like his friend, so that's nice. And I would say it's like kind of like the face printing isn't the best. It's not the best sculpt either. It's not perfect. Look here, like it looks good. It's just not up to quality. Really, it just looks kind of more basic. It is, yeah, like I mean, like it is like face printed, but I don't know. It's like it's really. I feel like the head is kind of a little bit big. It's a like it's a little bit too upscaled for the body. But you know, it's like, but it looks all right. It's like it's a guy in a suit, essentially, and so you have that all blue suit, and you even have like that tie going to the side there. So it's actually, because it actually is a unique sculpt for that, even though I probably would think of him even more so. Having a very, very clean look. It might be because of the vest, but I don't know. I can probably try to get that tie a little bit nicer. I don't think I can. Can I not? It's just not possible. I guess it's just not possible, but you know, it is kind of annoying that that tie isn't like fully straight. Like it's kind of like stuck to the side, but yeah, because even in the packaging, I mean, I can probably like poke and prod at that until I can get that to move back. But it should be straight on there, but it looks fine. With the whole suit where you even have like the inner vest right there, and then that nice kind of like brown tie with a white shirt and collar, and then even have your white shirt underneath where you can actually see the articulation there. Then that same all blue with the design of the jacket, all the folds, and then that white undershirt sticking out there, and then actually some nice little buttons there. It's like they're not really shady. You get some pockets there, and then just nice little dress pants there, billows at the bottom, big seams on the side there, so not bad. Even have the different hands for him, which are different, so those are nice. You do have the actual, like a trigger finger hand there. So that, so that's very interesting. And then you have a open hand there, and then you have these nice little black shoes here. So pretty cool, pretty good for Marcus over here. So I guess we'll just get to articulations. Like I do feel like the head is big though. It's like I will say, it's like the head does look a little big, even if you get it next to, let's get it next to this Indiana. Yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of like, it's like, I know it's like two guys. Yeah, it's kind of, they're two different guys. It's like, yeah, but this is kind of like perfect, like for Indiana. Like his head size should be about the same as this Indiana right here. It's just a little bit big. It's like, and of course you have a different kind of like color scheme where you have a more warmer, and this is have kind of like more neutral, honestly. Oh. But yeah, but with Marcus Brody, head articulation goes up about that much there, goes down about that much there. Have a tilt back and forth, have a rotation there. You have shoulder hinge that goes up that far. That's not really bad at all. Even do full rotation there, but you also get your butterfly joint, which goes back that far and this far forward. Like that's really good. Like also like that. It's like that's great butterfly articulation like for these suited figures, so that's pretty cool. And then you have your single jointed elbow with your rotation there, which doesn't look bad. It's like I know that these were actually kind of like deemed the Hasbro joints, because it's like Hasbro really destroyed an elbow. It's kind of like they couldn't keep two joints on an elbow. Like it just sucks, but it's fine now. It's like it's better now. They make it work. But then you get your rotation there on the hand, and then where it also comes up and down and side to side, because it's just that full ball right there. So that's nice. And then with the inside of the body, probably do have a diaphragm joint in there, but it probably just isn't really hindered, so you're really just going like from the waist up. There we go. Sorry about that. Yeah, my phone wanted to restart. But then have that side to side, and then your leg kicks out there, goes back not that far really at all, comes out okay. Have your upper thigh cut, your single jointed knee. Also get the same rotation there, a little bit stiff, but then you get actually a nice back on that shoe, nice forward too, not bad. And you do get that rotation, same as all the other figures, and then all that beautiful ankle rocker pivot. So that's great. That's really cool. But then Marcus, his hand here in his open left hand, do have an apple to go in there, a nice green apple there. So so that's actually pretty cool. That actually comes with like a little accessory to have. And then next to our last figure, also included in this 2-pack, good old, let's get him. Good old, come on, let's get you. Is that even wrong? I guess so, I don't know. Good old René. Belloq, I guess is his name. Cool little guy. Honestly, this one's actually pretty good. The likeness, it's definitely not perfect. It's just kind of a more of like a generalization, a little bit more of the actor, but it works. It works actually very well. Like I actually see it a lot in this sculpt. So that's actually done pretty well. Nice little kind of actually like a warmer tone hat compared to the rest of the body. It's actually very warm. Kind of more of actually, more of like a sandy color instead of a actual straight on white there. But you got that red band. It's just a kind of, just your basic like fedora there. You have some nice face printing there. Have some nice shading on the hair there. Nice little highlights back there. So that's pretty cool that they would actually include that a little bit there. And then have your nice all white kind of suit with the gray tie and the collar as a separate piece there. Nice little inner vest kind of going on there that wraps around. Oh wait, that's actually, I didn't even notice that that's actually a protection piece. And that's actually taped around. Why would they do that? I didn't notice that. No, because he doesn't have that. That's just a full-on protection piece. Okay. No wonder it looks so weird. Okay. This is why I need people on these. But there we go. More paper. I didn't even notice. But honestly, they thought of it. Because they probably knew that the tie, that Renee's gray tie would probably actually stick onto the actual jacket and probably actually stain it. So that's nice that they actually thought of that back then. And then you get your black buttons there on the actual jacket, and then we actually get to see the full kind of like your basic like your white shirt design, but a very nice gray tie, very straight. So that's nice. And then you have your kind of like your brown belt there with the silver buckles paint on there, and then you just have your pants there, your sleeves here going down to your hands there, just your trigger and just your holding there, and then just down to the pants. A little bit more kind of like textured, so it's actually a different kind of like suit kind of fabric. So it's a little bit like speckled, but very nice. And then these nice brown shoes right here with that, with like that yellowish white kind of on there, so they're a little bit more fancier. Look pretty cool. And it looks great. It's a nice overall great look. And articulation is all the same. Head looks up about that much. Looks down that much. Has a super nice tilt. We can get his neck back up there, but that's very cool. There, full rotation there as well. Then you get your shoulder hinge. Pretty good range there. Full rotation there. And of course you have your butterfly. Do you not? Actually, is René our one? Does not have butterfly joints? He does not have butterfly joints. That is very surprising that this figure does not have butterfly joints. I guess it's because he is a smaller guy, so it's kind of like it's a smaller kind of size body, so you gotta, I guess, kind of like fit more proportions, so they had to get rid of that, sadly. But, not too bad. But you still get your nice waist articulation there. You get your single jointed elbow there. Hands are all the same with the ball rotation up and down, side to side, so pretty cool there. And then we'll go over the waist again, just because I went out of order there. But full rotation there, tilt there, goes forward. Not great. Back. Actually pretty good. That's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad at all. But then you get your leg, kicking forward there, coming back right there, not bad. Coming out, honestly, it's probably the best of the wave. Yeah, like of all the figures we've looked at today, like this is probably the best one. And then you get your upper thigh cut there, we'll get this back around. Then you get your single jointed knee there. Get it, a frame, and also you get that rotation there as well. And then at the feet, you hinge back that much, hinge forward that much, have your upper rotation there, and then have your ankle rocker pivot. It's a little bit more tricky with this, yeah, just because these are smaller feet, but it's there. It's working. It's just, yeah, it's a little extra plastic. Just a little extra plastic, or a little bit less plastic technically, but not bad. Not a bad figure. Looks pretty good. Yeah, it cuts a mean silhouette, so that's pretty good. And of course, his main accessory is his machine gun. I don't know if you would call this a Tommy gun. I don't think that's right, but you know, a really nice gun right there. Definitely kind of World War II style there. And you can, of course, hold that. Ugh. Thankfully, he can still get it into both hands. So that's not bad at all. Looks pretty good on René. But I think probably the most important accessory is this giant book. I don't know if it's technically his or if it's technically going to Marcus, but I just left it for the end because it seems important and it looks really cool. So it's just this giant brown book with this little design on the front. Have your little kind of like locks there for the actual book, and then just have your regular spine there, and then your actual pages, and it's actually hollow through there. You can see my eye through there. Weird little thing. But yeah, you get your pages, and then I think it's, are they actually, oh, okay, so it's actually like the chains, so you can see there, it is actually hooked on at that end. So if you just push in and then just feed them out, can get the book open. Of course, it's kind of like, it's a lot of wasted space, but you know, you actually have like some text there, an image, some more text there, so it looks pretty good. It looks great. I assume this is the front, so okay, yeah, so yeah, it's supposed to be like this. Oh, Marcus left. But yeah, we have like a little, like a scene going on there, kind of like all these guys surrounding, and there's like 3 guys at the top of one, yeah, in the middle, then all the text for it. So it looks great. A little bit of like a weird gap, but that's just because it's a big book and that's what it probably actually looks like. But it is weird seeing that gap in there. But it's a nice, yeah, like it's a very nice accessory. It's a very, very cool accessory. So we'll just link it back up. Get him over there. We'll get Marcus back up because he keeps falling over. Do we want to keep René with the gun? I don't really think of him too much with the gun, but, you know, it's something. I mean, look at that man. That's a crazy man. This is an archaeologist who's just working, yeah, just for the Nazis. That's crazy. But yeah. Here's all of our figures we've looked at today. Get them all going. Marcus, don't do me. Okay. Yeah. So we got Indy, and then Marcus and René. So pretty nice little setup there, and a nice amount of really like unique looks. Like just for Indiana, and then to have a couple more characters from those movies is very nice. But I just always like Indy. Indy's always like my guy. So yeah, but with all of that, we're gonna get to our last section, which is comparisons with the other figures I have from this wave. So we'll be doing that. We're gonna go row by row. We're gonna do this, and do this. So we're gonna do each one as we go. So of course, first we have our, what is it? Ark of the Last Covenant? What was it? I can't remember. Oh, what is it? Ark of the Last Covenant of the Last Ark? I have no idea. But there he is. Yeah, when he just shot that guy on the street because he was like, I don't want to fight. And here he is next to our beginning of that film, Indiana, which he should have his golden guy here, but he doesn't want to sit there. And then also his whip doesn't want to stay on his belt. So the belt loop just stays down. But there's our full-fledged Indiana. I think that this is definitely a better head sculpt, you can already tell. So maybe I'll be switching out these heads at some point, because I do like my main Indiana. He is really cool, but it's basically the same, just a different shirt essentially there, and then just with different arms, and like a new jacket and a different head. So that's very nice, and a new kind of overlay and a new actually torso. So it's basically an all new figure except for the legs and for the accessories. But pretty cool. Looks pretty nice. But I think I definitely prefer the overall look of, honestly, this one better. It's I thought I liked this more, but I think it's because this is iconic. This is the Indiana Jones, but this is crazy action Indy. So that's pretty cool. But do we want to do it like that? We can do it like that too, I guess, where we can just do regular Indiana with the other Indies. Pretty cool there. We'll do that. Yeah, that'll be much easier. So we'll get our figure to compare, and then we'll grab a actual figure. But then there's old Indy next to new Indy. It's a nice evolution from this to that. So that's pretty cool. You got René here as well, and they look pretty good together. It's of course, Indiana's a little bit skinnier and taller compared to René in the actual film as well, so they actually scale well. And then Marcus, good old Marcus, with Indy. So that's very cool too. Yeah, so they just go very well. It's they're kind of discussing. It's Indy, it's you're gonna get yourself killed. But I gotta but we gotta get the artifacts before the Nazis and save the world. And he's okay, go do it. He's all right, I'll go do it. Because I care. And he's I care, but not that much. So I'm not going. But then, we'll get original Indy out of here. And we'll get, what's her name? I can't remember her name. I feel bad I don't know her name. I should know her name. There she is. And this is actually, the Indiana, that she actually is actually more accurate with. They actually wore these outfits more together. But they look good, and I have her hair to the side because I just think it looks better that way. So yeah, pretty cool there. And at least I'll do her, I won't do her with the other Indies, But I'll do her with René there. So they look pretty good together. And I'm gonna do her next to Marcus. Marcus is like the chill bro. It's kind of, this guy's like the most, yeah, kind of like intelligent and safest man you will ever meet. And they look good too. Look pretty good. Very neat. Just some nice human characters. They're just people. But then we'll even do where I got the version of the monkey that came with her. Cool. And then here is our monkey that came with Indy. And it's literally the same exact, almost sculpted everything. Is it a different head? No, it's the same head. So it's like, it's literally the same exact sculpt, except that with Indy's, it's actually a kind of like a darker color. Yeah, like it has more like deeper, darker colors compared to the one that came, with, like with the main female protagonist. I can't remember her name. I feel so bad. Yeah, but this is hers and this is Indy's. I think I kind of prefer hers though. It's a little bit more kind of like more subtle with the details. You have more pink in the face, and yeah, it's kind of like the colors kind of more kind of like fade through the body instead of being like darker on the body there. It's a little bit lighter. I don't know which one's more accurate. I'll have to I'll have to go check out some clips from the film just to see. It's nice that there's like subtle differences too, so you can know which one's which and which one you prefer. And then we'll get this guy. I can't remember his name too, but it's Indy's like best friend essentially. We'll get him next to Indy in there. That works pretty well. And then of course he really matches up with the map room, Indiana. So they look great. Of course it's of course Indiana is a little bit more cleaner. He hasn't been doing that much work. He hasn't been in in the desert for that long, but he's just starting to get like some scuffs there. But they look great together. It's a nice little pairing to have. It's like the perfect kind of pairing of these two to have. So they'll be probably like that on the shelf. So that's really cool. So we'll just get that image right there. And then even get him next to old Indy, even though we don't have like his older look in figure form yet, but they look good together. They look fine. And then of course you got René here. So they look good. And good old Marcus, even though I don't think Marcus has ever met this guy. Well, maybe he has, but, I don't know. But they look good. Don't really work in continuity, I guess. Then, who we want to do? Well, we'll do, of course, you have to do good old Club Obi-Wan, Indiana, who I almost lost his little vial from. I think it's like the antidote that he has to have. There he is, and honestly, that's like the best Harrison Ford head sculpt I think ever. That looks amazing. It looks perfect. You got him all Indy there, so that's very nice. A nice little difference there with Indiana, so that looks cool. And we'll get map room Indy there too, even though this is after this, but still look cool. Then we'll even get old Indy next to another young Indy. Kind of like the evolution of where it started and where it ends. And then get him next to René again, just a different suited figure, just to get that look. And then I gotta go with Marcus. I mean, Marcus is very, very nicely dressed, and Indy is super nicely dressed here. So, look great. Great little figure. Then who we wanna do? We're gonna do. I forget this guy's name, but he's like actually the lead Nazi guy of the crew. Not the best figure, honestly, of the wave. And his hat just fell, so it just ruined everything. Where did you go? There we go. His hat back on there. Kind of weird that this one, that his hat comes off, but not Indy's. But I guess I get it. More hair. There's Indiana. With him there. Looks actually pretty good. Map Room Indy. Again. Pretty good. We'll do him with the other villain. René. There's your pair of bad guys right there. So a perfect little things, so it could really just be like these two, like this. Just kind of like, give me the gun, and he's like, yeah, it's because I want it. Because it's for the viewer. Because I want it. And then, of course, got good old Marcus. Good old Marcus, the whitest, the whitest of the white. So white that he's blowing out my phone camera. Just work on it, okay? It's not working. I just can't get it. It's fine. This isn't the greatest figure anyways, but it's cool. It's good. Marcus doesn't want to stand anymore. Okay. Ugh. And then, just to do our suited guys. Back up, there's this guy. I can't remember his name, but he's cool. There goes René. Marcus, but here's René. And they both got guns, both got unique suits, cool hats. They got a look, and they look cool. Marcus, thankfully you didn't lose your apple. That would have been bad if you lost your apple. You look very happy, and I'm glad you're happy. I'm glad you can look at this other guy. And they look good. Nice suits all around. Marcus here, René back over there. And then our last figure comparison will be with René during the end of the film than him before. Definitely like a different... Is it a different face sculpt? It does look like a different sculpt. His actually looks a little bit more kind of older in this version. Like the hair a little bit more. Kind of like more of like a deeper gray. It's kind of like more of like a brown, honestly. But he definitely looks older, like he has more like pronounced wrinkles in his face. And then also like, the face printing isn't as defined as it really was now. But it still looks like the same guy. It looks good. And of course it's the whole different outfit. Then you got the staff and the gun. You got the white suit, and then you also have like the turban instead of the hat. So yeah, but they look great. It's like, and of course they're scaled exactly like the same size because they are the same guy. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And we can even do, just to throw it in there, we'll just, because they look good together. It looks kind of cool. Yeah, with the map room Indy. So pretty neat. And then even last comparison, very last comparison, not a figure, but the actual Ark of the Covenant. Actually got some dirt on there, but we'll do that with Map Room Indy because, of course, that looks perfect with him, especially with the staff. Like, the staff is like the perfect comparison to that, so that looks great. Even just do it with kind of basic old Indy. There, could even do old man Indy if you want, just kind of like a crystal skull kind of things. Like, oh yeah, remember this? It's like, and you saw that when he was old. And of course, you have René has to get next to it too, because the whole thing happened with him. And then get good old Marcus next to that. And that looks great. Yeah. There we are. Another live stream. Another set of figures that are actually really cool. And ones that look great, feel great. Ugh. We're going to try to get everyone on this table. Because you know what? Why not? We do what we want to do. We have fun. How we want to have fun. Get René. Here a little bit more. Other one right here. I know you probably can't really see him. We'll get our guy right here. He's kind of pushing. Don't be pushing. Just stay there. Not a great spot. Oh yeah, we also got... I forgot to do... I don't know why I forgot to do short round, but I did. But just to get him next to Indiana. Get him next to the more basic down Indiana there. So he looks good there. It's like I actually didn't have short round open for a while until back in December because I had to do like a Santa Claus picture. I needed a kit, so I used his figure. I kind of hate that I had to open it, but I was like, I don't want to open up Indiana yet, so I didn't. Okay. It's always gotta be this guy. It's always the Nazis that are the trouble. Always the Nazis. Always you guys. Alright. Let's get you more closer so where you're not on the edge. Literally falling over because you literally can't stand because your feet are so thin they can't even hold your weight. There we go. Alright. So he'll stay there. Hopefully. He better. Get you over here. We'll get René closer over there. Because we don't really need the whole fuck. Come on. Bro, just stand. It's not that hard. This figure is kind of frustrating half the time. René number 2. Where there's one, there's two. Club Obi-Wan. Indiana. Get back here. Of course, we got short round. Here. Come on. This. Come on. I know you can stand. Indiana, why won't you stand? I just want you to just stand like any other figure. Okay. Good. What we want? Short round. Okay. I'm just being very particular right now. Short round, he doesn't need the fire. He's fine without it. I will say it's like they are kind of difficult to, kind of like keep standing. That just fell. That's fine. And we got this guy. This girl. They're always like my main two Indiana compatriots. And then we got Indiana. Indiana Jones. Right there. Looking cool. With the thing. Yeah. But they look great. Awesome. Little figures here. All have great looks. Really cool designs. It's always kind of nice, I think, to have more movie figures. Like, more specifically, it's like, alright, it's like, this is a movie. This is just Indiana Jones. It's crazy and it's cool. I love these figures. I wish that they would keep making them, even though they're basically done with the line. So I definitely want to pick up the whole, like everything, like the whole collection. I want to get it all. So, some point, we'll do that soon, and we'll be doing it here again. So, yeah, look forward to that, hopefully in the future. And next week, we're going to be doing something that does have to do with ancient gods and, kind of tombs. So, look forward to that next week, because I'm very excited. I'm looking at them right now, and so look forward to that, because it'll be a really fun stream. It's probably going to be it's probably going to be a long stream with that, but they'll be great figures. They'll be really cool. So, look forward to that. So, great figures, awesome figures. Hope y'all have a good night. Thank y'all. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Follow me on Instagram at Justin the Zilla. Same dude, same guy. I'm taking pictures. I'm doing videos. And I do got a video hopefully coming out soon. I want to get it out by Friday, but we'll see if it'll happen. I'm kind of busy. But, yeah, look forward to it. Like, subscribe. Y'all have a good one. Good night. Oh, hope it would do that.